Hi friends, excited to be here for the last video for the series I've been doing on, I've been calling it 4 steps, but it's not necessarily like they happened in that order or they are steps. It's just concepts, pieces of the journey that really helped me change my relationship with food and come back home to my body, which is a constant process, of course, right? There is no there, and sometimes we get stuck in that cycle, but that's another topic for another video. So if you missed 1, 2, and 3, you can find them, scroll down on the page or just click the video tab and you'll find them easier. In the first one I talked about presence, and I went deeper into presence than you might have heard before, so check it out. Second one was acceptance, and this is huge because if we're not in that place of acceptance, we're creating disconnection, we're rejecting, and we can't do any of this work from that place, right? And then last week, the third one was all about changing our relationship with pain, which is so important because the reason we have learned to use food as a coping mechanism is because we don't know how to be with our pain, right? So today, what I wanted to talk about is breath and movement. And they are both such powerful tools that I have been able to use to really help me feel into my body. So for so long, when it came to movement, I had a really tumultuous relationship with it, really. I had exercise addiction. I used exercise to purge my binges, whether it was like distance training for marathons, running, right, or triathlon training, or then I got into CrossFit. And, you know, even during that phase, I remember when I finally found yoga, which is breath and movement, right? Which is one of the reasons I love the practice of yoga so much. That really started to change everything for me. So I, for a long time, had amenorrhea during my journey. I lost my menstrual cycle, and I remember at 25 going to the doctor. Actually, no, I was 26. I waited a year because I stopped the pill because I thought maybe that'll work. But it still didn't come back. So 26, I went to see the doctor. Doctor tested my blood and she told me, you are in early menopause. You're going to have to take synthetic estrogen for the rest of your life, and you probably won't be able to have kids. And I just remember crying. And you know, it really ticks me off because she never even thought to look deeper at what was going on underneath that. Why, at 26, did I have the hormone levels of a postmenopausal woman? Because I had an eating disorder, because I was not eating enough, because I was over exercising like crazy, right? So that didn't sit well with me, and I decided to get a second opinion, and I went and saw a naturopath and started to learn about the female athlete triad and adrenal dysfunction. And I started to work with a functional medicine doctor who got me on bioidentical hormones. I was on those for a few years. And I got my cycle back, and it's still here naturally without the use of any hormones. And during that, the first year when I was on those hormones, my cycle still did not come back. And I was doing CrossFit like 6 days a week, 5, 6 days a week. So at that point, I realized I need to stop the intense exercise and I need to do something more calming for my body so that I can heal. And this is when I started going to a yoga studio. And that was the first time in those classes that I started to feel good in my body. And now in hindsight, I know it was because I was actually getting out of here and getting into my body with the breath and the intentional movement. And there was no mirrors, and it was just like, I felt good with the way I just felt good without even thinking about what my body looked like. And before that I had been consumed with that, right? So that was so powerful for me. So breath and movement are such an important piece to the work. Our breath is intricately linked with our mind. And when we are conscious and intentional with regulating our breath, it helps us calm our mind so that we can feel into our body. And there are multiple different types of like breathing patterns we can use, right? There is alternate nostril breathing, there's ujjayi breath. There's this other one I'm learning right now, and I can't remember what it's called, but you inhale full and then exhale the first third, the middle third, and the last third. And then you do that for a while, and then you switch it so that on the inhale, you're inhaling the first third, middle third, last third. And the thing with these types of breath work is that they're very intentional and they take a lot of focus. So we can actually be up in the mind when we're doing them, right? And what that does is it helps us, quiet that part that we are, when we're on autopilot, that's what we're operating from, right? Women who struggle with disordered eating and binge eating, they are very heady. They are very much in their head and disconnected from their body. Like I was walking around like a floating head for years, totally disconnected from this part of me. I avoided it, right? Movement as well. Movement is so, so powerful. And it's so, so important that you are very honest with the intention behind the types of movement you choose, right? So I've shared this before, but it's coming up on a year and a half now, I believe, that I quit exercising. I had gotten to the point where my mind was pretty healthy with like how much I was exercising compared to before, right? I was only doing 3 workouts a week. They were 20 minutes long. That sounds pretty healthy, right? But when I looked at my intention behind it, it was still coming from that place of fear and hate and not, I was trying to run away from like, oh, I'm afraid to gain weight. And that is just creating disconnection. And I was in a place where I was finally like, I really want to create connection in my body. I really want to heal this. And so I quit that completely and chose movement that specifically feels good and creates connection and is going to contribute to my healing. That continued journey, right, of being in the body. So that was yoga, of course. Walking in nature, dancing, intuitive movement, right? Those are all different things that really bring me into my body and allow me to feel and also just release emotion. And I'm actually creating something for you guys that I'm so excited about around movement. It's going to be a guide with different audios, and it's really going to help with this process of connecting to the body and accessing emotionality that you may have been suppressing through the use of food or different behaviors. Hi, Vicky. I'm so excited about it. I'm so freaking excited about it. The idea came through when I was in the shower the one day, and was that Leah there too? Hello. Yes. So I can't wait, and I'm hoping to have it done by the end of this month. I've been working away on it, and I have a lot of time the last 2 weeks of February, so I'm going to really tackle it, and I will be announcing closer to the date, and it's going to be such a reasonable price, and the first week it's going to be like really low investment, so I'm excited to offer something that's a low investment for women that can't quite afford my one-on-one coaching, but I've got a group, an online workshop series first coming up, and then a group coaching program, which is super exciting too. There's lots of things coming. I cannot wait. But yeah, if you take anything away from this video, is the breath and movement. Start to use it. Start to look at your intention behind why you use exercise, and really be honest with yourself, right? Because you can't lie to your body. Your body knows, and we need connection to heal. We need connection to heal. That's such a big part of this work. So let me know if you have any questions, and I am excited to offer more for you ladies, and I just can't wait. Have a wonderful night.